Begin in Thailand, where all 13 members of that Thai junior football team stranded in a cave have been rescued now. That's ending this intense three-day operation to save the entire group. Let's get straight to Joe Regan, who is near to where the rescue operation is taking place in Chiang Rai. Joe, let's just confirm, is everyone out, or are there still divers and medics inside, or has it been completely finished?
That's the one thing that hasn't been confirmed. There were other divers in there with the boys. They had 3 Thai Navy SEALs and 1 Thai Navy SEAL medic. We haven't had confirmation about whether they have made it out of the cave. But the big news here is that those 12 boys and their football coach have been freed from that cave. They're now out. That 2-week ordeal is now over. We got the official word only moments ago from the Thai Navy SEALs. They posted on their Facebook page. That's how they've been letting everyone know what's been going on. And in that message, they wrote at the end of it a rallying cry. Hoo-yah, they wrote. Extraordinary. And there was a rallying cry here as that news came out. All the volunteers here let out a great big cry of excitement, a great big cheer for the good news that's been happening. And over the last hour or so, we've been seeing helicopters going over the top of our position here from where the cave is right there behind me, over the top and down towards Chiang Rai, down this road that you can see. And every time those helicopters went over, those volunteers all came out and they clapped those helicopters heading towards their hospital. This 2-week ordeal now has finally come to an end for these boys.
It really is amazing, Joe. I mean, tell us, though, what changed to help this operation proceed so quickly in the end? Initially, there was speculation that this could take months because a number of the boys didn't know how to swim, much less dive, and floodwaters were expected to rise.
Well, in a way, Andrea, the way they've been bringing out the boys over the last 3 days was their last resort. They didn't want to do this. They didn't want to get the boys out by diving them out. That was the thing that they didn't want to do. They were looking at other ways of doing it. They were trying to pump out as much water as possible so that they might be able to walk out and in those deeper patches float out wearing life jackets. They didn't want their heads to be submerged under the water. They also tried in about 100 locations up on the mountain to try and find a way that they could drill down into their cave so that they could climb out that way. But they realized that they couldn't do that in the time frame that they had. The time frame that they had was only short, and the reason for that was because of the monsoon rains, and they've been hitting us hard over the last 2 days or so, so they had to act quickly. With those rains came more water into the cave system, and that would have meant an even more difficult journey out for them. So this was their last resort, but they've managed to do it well, haven't they?
Indeed they have. It's miraculous. I mean, but Joe, what happens now? So we've heard that the boys are generally in good condition. We have to hope the ones that have just been taken out are also in good condition, as well as the coach. When can we celebrate? When can their families actually see them?
Well, that's a very good question. For the families, in a way, it's not quite over yet. These boys have been taken to the hospital, the general hospital there in Chiang Rai, about an hour down the road, and they're still being looked after by medical professionals, trying to make sure that they stay stable. We understand they are in a stable condition, but they don't want to take any risks, and as such, they've made sure that the boys are being put under a 48-hour quarantine. That means that their families haven't been able to come in to see them, to touch them, to give them a kiss, if you like. And so for them, it's not quite over yet. And also in the hospital, they'll still be there, not just for those 48 hours of quarantine, but they're going to be monitored now for at least 7 days. If they are okay after those 7 days, they'll be released, but they are going to be monitored and they're going to be kept close eye on to make sure that no complications arise. They don't want anything to go wrong now that everything has gone right so far.
And we can only imagine, Joe, the media barrage they'll be facing when they do get out. I mean, tell us what this rescue operation has meant to Thailand.
It's been extraordinary. I think it's captured the entire country, really. Everyone has been on tenterhooks to see how things have been developing. And it's not just captured Thailand, of course. It's captured the world over. Everyone has been looking closely, watching closely to try and see whether these boys were going to come out safely, come out soundly and come out alive. It's been an extraordinary few weeks, really, for those boys. It's been about 10 days for the media. It came into the media's attention probably about 3 or 4 days into their ordeal as we started to hear that international rescue divers were heading in their direction to try and see whether they could find them. Then 9 days into their ordeal, they were found. And since then, it's been a battle to try and work out the best way to get them out. But yes, everyone has been waiting. It's really captured the imagination of a lot of people around the world.
Okay, John Joe, we will leave it there for now. Thanks so much for that.